Yes, we are recording. Welcome, everyone. I know we're going to have more people hopping on here, and we, of course, know this is a crazy busy time of year. And so I know a lot of people will be watching this recording, but we are so excited about this call. We've got some awesome things planned for y'all. I mean, all you really have to say is Amy Triplett. That gets you excited enough. You know, anything that Amy's going to talk about or train on, we are all going to get some awesome stuff from it. So I'm excited. Amy, I know she's excited. I'm going to turn this over for a few minutes to Jana, and she's going to talk us through some stuff right now. Go ahead, Jana.
Hey guys, so excited for this week. I know it's
can't hear
special. You can't?
Or maybe I just can't hear you. Go ahead. Now you're good.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited for this week. It's Christmas week. I know it's a big week for us, and just excited for all of us just to be able to take some time with our families, celebrate Christmas, celebrate the birth of Christ this week. Wanted just to remind you though of the specials that Plexus has, because I did a couple calls today and I reminded the gals I had the calls with today that you are about to see a drastic difference from this week to next week. Happens every year, the week before Christmas versus the week after Christmas, that week in between Christmas and New Year's. A lot happens then. And so just remember that. Be prepared for it, be ready, because you guys, a lot of you have been planting seeds for a long time, and a lot of you are about to see a harvest from them. And it'll start next week and run on well into the spring. That is just always our busiest time, our biggest time, our most growth. So just be prepared for that. And Plexus has some really cool stuff coming out. There's some great stuff coming right now, though, through the end of December. Don't forget, we do have that $1 enrollment. I know a lot of you love that. Our people love that. That's for our new people to join as a VIP. Sorry, my dog's barking. Then they came to us and they gave us these discounted reset combos. So they put together several new combos, and then they really reduced the price on them. All of them are marked a lot cheaper than they were just a few days ago. So take advantage of those. Those are for everyone. You can go buy these. This is not just for new people. So this is for everyone. And when you add one of those reset combos to your subscription, then you also receive a free active cranberry apple cider, which is my favorite. Honestly, I know a lot of you're like, I don't know if it's my favorite or not. If you have not tried it warm, like a hot apple cider, then that might be your problem, and you might be missing out, because we run low around here and my daughter gets super nervous. So I'm always trying to stock up when they do run these specials and they release that apple cider active again, because it is so good this time of year in a mug warm. You can't beat it. So don't forget those specials. You guys, next week's going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to roll into the new year. Plexus is coming out with some amazing stuff, like really, really exciting stuff. And just excited to see how we end this month and roll on into January.
Yeah, I was thinking about today, $1 enrollments. You guys, the idea that you can start this business for $1 and then think about where it can take you. I look at some golds on this team, even some silvers, and you guys, you're seeing that money come in every month. Senior golds, rubies, higher up it goes. You're seeing that paycheck come in every month. Your friends and family can start that right now for $1. That is incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. Think about the return on investment there is just amazing. So I know you guys all know Amy. She is no stranger to our team. She's a Sapphire ambassador on our team. She's one of my best friends in the world. If you're ever with me and Amy, you're probably going to laugh quite a bit, mainly because we're going to act like idiots is what's going to happen. We're going to act completely crazy and you're going to laugh at us, probably not with us, but at us. And that's okay. There are very few people in this world that I have more fun with than Amy Triplett. And I'm grateful for her willingness to come on here tonight and talk to us a little bit. It's been really cool. And I think Jana would say this too. You watch people go through this business and you see transformation really take place. And I don't think there's anyone on my team that I've seen that more than with Amy, and her mindset transformation and just all of that. So we asked her to come on here tonight. She's going to take about half the time and train on mindset, and then half the time and do some Instagram training. So you guys get ready, grab some pen and paper, because I know you're going to love this, and make sure you have your cell phone. If you're watching us on your computer, make sure to grab your phone too. So when she goes into Instagram stuff, you can check that out. Amy Triplett, take it away.
All right. Thank you. I feel so honored. It's so weird because this is like my team, our team, you know?
Amy, you're frozen.
Taker. Oh no.
Okay, now you're good. Now you're good.
Okay. Uh-oh. All right. Hopefully that won't happen again. My children are all home and they're all on their devices. So if it happens again, I'm going to have to kick them off, have some angry teenagers, but then I'm going to teach them some mindset and we're going to be good. So it'll be great. So just let me know if that freezes again. Okay. So I'm so excited to be here. Let me just start off by saying, I don't know that I've ever in my almost 9 years with this business, have had such peace that I do right now in my business. It's not because my business is exploding more than ever, not because we're in the most momentum we've ever been, but because number one, I know what's coming. I know this business. I know that the heart of the company, but I would take internal peace above pretty much anything. And so I'm going to just kind of give you some tips on how to get that, and just know that momentum is here and we create momentum. You can have personal momentum. We can have company momentum, team momentum. We get to decide that and we get to create that. So we're kind of going to talk there. But let me start off with a scenario. I want you to answer me in the chat here. All right. Let's just imagine two things. Let's say you woke up. Okay, this is day number one. So you're going to tell me what would be better for you. You could be honest. Day number one or day number two. Day number one. We'll call it Monday. Okay, Monday. Monday, you wake up and you had Sunday night written down all the things you wanted to do. Like you prepared your day Sunday night. You wake up at 6 a.m. and you, before even looking at your phone, you got in your Bible, you drank your apple cider active, so delicious. And like you had a 30 uninterrupted time before kids got up, for anyone, and you had just a great time in your devotions. And then you exercised because you followed your little list, you exercised, it was great. And then, you took a shower, you put makeup on, you tidied up your house, and then you got on Power Hour and you really worked your business. Like you got on Power Hour with your team, and your kids went off to school, let's say, or you have them if you're homeschooling or if you're a grandma, whatever it was, but got your kids settled, but you jumped on Power Hour and you gave it your everything. And you reached out to people, you talked to them in a transformational way, you put them first. And let's say you ate a really healthy lunch, you ate your lean shake, you made a healthy dinner, and like you did not feel like getting on your coaching call. Let's say you have someone on your team you did not want to do. It was 2 o'clock. You wanted to take a nap, but you had your active, so you were good. You'd rather scroll Facebook, but you made a commitment, so you stuck to it. Okay. And you got on your call and you did it because you said that you were going to. And let's say you did this whole thing and like you did what you were supposed to do, but nobody responded to you on your Power Hour. Your kids, your son came home with a note from the teacher that he put gum into some girl's hair. Not that that would happen in my family, but something happened at school, but you handled it well. You didn't lose your temper. Like you just did all the things that you wanted to do. Okay. That was Monday. Tuesday comes along. Let's say you wake up late. You didn't read your Bible. You were busy. Your house was a mess. Somebody showed up unexpectedly. The kids spilled coffee everywhere. Things were chaotic. You said you were going to get on a call, but you didn't. You skipped Power Hour. You didn't feel like exercising. You didn't want to do anything, but you just go to bed at the end of the day. And all of a sudden you look at your phone and you have 3 new ambassadors. Like you didn't even know they were signing up, but you had 3 new ambassadors. Okay. which day was better, Monday or Tuesday? In your opinion, be honest. Let's see. I'm checking the chat. Tell me, Monday or Tuesday, what was better? Okay. Why? Okay. Monday was better. But you got 3 ambassadors on Tuesday. You got nothing on Monday because you were in control. Yes, Sue. Sue and I are on the same wavelength. I saw like when we both went like, we got this. Okay. Yes. Because we can only control what we can control. One of the best things that I learned when learning about mindset, and let me tell you why I study mindset, because it is my biggest struggle. My biggest struggle. I got all the way to Emerald thinking I was going to lose Emerald every single month, pretty much. And Janet Amber can probably confirm this. Every month leading up to Emerald, and even after like the year or so after, I would think to myself, this is great, but I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to do this, going to do that. I was constantly living in fear and scarcity. And you know what? Emerald is amazing. Sapphire is amazing. Diamond, I know, is going to be amazing, but it's not so amazing when you're constantly living in fear. And it's like, you have to have that peace of mind. So you are the only one that can hurt your own feelings. Isn't that insane? Like, think about it. Someone did something mean to you, but you have the power to decide what that means. And let me tell you, you have the power to decide if you're going to have a good day or a bad day. So like that to me is mind blowing. To this morning, actually, I shouldn't admit this, but I'm going to. We're about to leave. We're going to New York. We have no groceries in the house. We had to go somewhere. I went through Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't get anything from Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't, but we went through and they literally blocked off the drive-through and the line was out the door. And I was like, could this day get any worse? Like, it's just like every little thing. And you would think something so small, but anyway, we're just teasing, laughing. And then it's just so funny because there was this little coffee shop nearby where I could get breakfast sandwiches for the kids there. And they had a lot of customers. And there was a man we saw at Dunkin' Donuts behind us, and he literally said, "This is the worst day." Like, I was playing with the kids and joking, but we could not stop laughing because like one little inconvenience just threw his day off, and I was teasing about ours. But you have the power to decide that. Like, you have the power, and you can decide like what you allow in your mind. So some of you, if you know me, you've heard me train on this, and this could take an hour. I'm not going to take the whole hour, but I'm going to tell you about this little thing that has literally changed my world. It's changed my marriage. It's changed my parenting. It's changed everything, the way I deal with my mindset, and has given me more peace than I have ever felt, literally ever. So I'm going to teach it to you real quick. I'm going to go through it kind of quickly, but then I'm going to tell you where else you can learn about it, or if you have more questions, because I have done whole trainings on this. But some of you already even know what I'm going to say. And here it is. It's basically that your thoughts are the things that produce your results. And so many of you have heard this, but I want you to think of it something like here. Let me just start here. When I was struggling the most with my mindset, it was probably right before I went Sapphire, because I felt like I was doing all the things. I felt like I worked hard all the time. I never took my foot off the gas. I would hear these things that other people were doing, and it would frustrate me because I'm like, I am literally doing that too. And like somebody would give me a tip, and I'd be like, yep, I do that. Anyone else feel the way? Yeah, I know, I can teach that. I know that too, because all I did was try to figure out how to do things. And I was in a course with Bob Heilig, a different one he was doing. It's called Legacy Leadership. And I literally won every contest he had because I was showing up and I was doing everything he said, but I was not getting many results. In fact, my point, everything was just going backwards and backwards. And he finally said to me, because I think he was tired of me being like, no matter what I do, it doesn't work. Because that's literally what I said. No matter what, it works for everyone else, not me. Like, and I might not always vocalize that. Sometimes I did, but I would think it in my head, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try this, but obviously I'm going to talk to this person. They're not going to sign up. If they sign up, they're not going silver. If they're not going to, like, I hate to admit these things to you, but that's what I was like constantly feeding myself. Yeah, I'm going to hit this, but I'm just going to lose it. That was constantly what I was telling myself. It was horrible now that I'm saying it out loud. But it's almost like you felt like you can't help it though. That's just how I think. That's what I also thought. This is just my personality. And then somebody would say something like, you got to have a better mindset. I hated that phrase, to be honest with you, because I didn't know how that worked. I didn't know what that means, positive affirmations. And I'm not kidding. I hated that. I didn't understand positive affirmations because it could be, I could sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to get 3 ambassadors today. I'm going to go diamond tomorrow. I'm the greatest person on the planet. You know, you could say these things, but you don't really believe them, you know, and I didn't quite understand what a positive affirmation meant. So Bob Heilig said to me very bluntly, Jana said this too, actually, to me, but she said it much nicer than he did. And then she felt bad for saying, but it was the greatest thing. Basically, what he said is, she didn't tell me not to work for 30 days, but he said, if you do nothing else, I want you to do nothing else but work on this mindset thing. But here's the trick for me. He gave me an action. I didn't know how to just flip my mindset. Like Kajana nicely, sweetly said, I think the issue is your mind, like, is your mindset basically. Like, oh, I know what you said. You said something along the lines as, I can't teach you anything because you think you are, like, because you already know everything, and in a nice way, in her sweet Jana way. But she said something like that, and it kind of got to me like, you're right. Like you have something, you have an excuse or something to say after everything I try to tell you, or something along those lines. It was the greatest thing you could have said to me because it got me to stop and think. And then around that same time, Bob said, you need to switch this. So here's what the action is. He had me write down, you can write this down or I'll send it in somewhere. I've made sheets myself, but C for circumstance, T for thoughts. How many, raise your hand if you know what I'm about to say. You know this, okay? T for thoughts, F for feelings, A for action, R for results. And if you didn't write that down, I will give you my little sheet. So I'm going to give you an example. This is the best example I can come up with. I'm going to use Instagram. Okay, I'm going to use Instagram as a hint. As a clue, because we'll get into this later. Circumstance is, I lost. This is the fact. This is not good or bad. I lost 2,000 followers since starting to do Reels. I know what you're thinking. Why is this girl going to teach us Instagram? But just stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Since I started doing Reels, I have lost 2,000 followers, okay? So a thought that can go, this doesn't work for me. I really stink at Reels. I am cringy. My son is right. I am cringy on Instagram. Like, I can't do this. I'm not good at this. I don't know how to do it. I'm too old. Like, here's all these thoughts that come to your head when you do something and you get like a negative result, what you perceive as negative, then the feelings, you start feeling bad about yourself. You start feeling, no matter what I do, I can't do it. It's just, everyone else seems to be better. Like, you start feeling really down, really bad, right? So what happens? I don't make Reels anymore. That's my action. I don't make Reels anymore. What's the result? No one's going to see me. I'm not going to have any action, any kind of result on Instagram, because the Instagram is not showing any of my stuff because I'm not creating any stuff. Do you see that? Okay, let's do this. Now, here's the thing that I want to pause for a minute though. This is something that's recent for me and it makes an all difference. I used to think doing this, so you might have heard me train this before, or CTFAR, whatever, this little acronym. I used to think this is what I needed to do to give myself a positive mindset. I'm only going to choose happy thoughts. I'm only allowed to feel happy things. And I would feel bad and guilty if I would feel bad or guilty. I'd beat myself up for having a negative thought. But guess what? We're human beings. You're going to feel bad. It's going to feel bad sometimes when you get rejected, or your reel only gets 11 likes, or you lose followers, or someone says no, or someone hurts your feelings, or whatever. It feels bad. Something I've learned to do is pause for a second and let yourself feel it. Like, honestly, I have done this. Like, heard this on a podcast, and it was like one of these things where you're just like, stop. This is what shame feels like. This is what embarrassment feels like. It does. So really, when you react to those negative feelings, when you like are grouchy toward everyone, you throw things, you do this or that, that's really you resisting that feeling. And it's going to come out eventually, whether it's physically or in your sickness or, where you lose your temper. But if you just like stop for a minute and be like, okay, I lost all these followers. This is what disappointment feels like. And you literally just let yourself feel it. If you got to cry, cry. If it needs to release someone, that's okay. And then from there, like that has made a huge difference for me. And just letting myself feel it and then just decide I lived through that. Like I just felt really bad. It wasn't fun, but I felt it. And now let's move on. You know what I mean? Instead of constantly stop trying to fight it and fight it. I don't know. That has helped me so much. If you want more on that, there's a podcast I can tell you about. But anyway, so once I kind of feel my feelings, I tell myself, this is where the words of affirmation come from. I can't exactly just change my thoughts. Like you can, I guess, but the way I have to do it is I tell myself, what's a different perspective I can take? If I wanted to take a different perspective on this, I lost 2,000 followers since starting Reels. Okay, well, one option is I stink at this and everybody hates my guts. That's one thought, right? But what's another one? Another one could be, you know what? Maybe I built my Instagram in a very inauthentic way by purchasing lots of follow loops, and I have lots of followers from India that will never be my customer because they're the ones who were trying to win a free iPad 2 years ago when I did this loop. And maybe now that I'm showing up in my best authentic self, my real followers are sticking around because guess what? I did lose 2,000, but I've also gained probably 1,000 followers of people who actually want to see me, not who want to win a free iPad. Like, so I thought like, so even though that's true, but now if that were true and I lost these followers because the ones that left were never going to be my customer, they were never going to align with me. And now that I'm being my truest self, all of a sudden, they're gone. I can choose to think, wow, this is great. The people who want to be here are here. These are my people. Whoa, 7,000 people stuck around. That's amazing. So I could choose to think that. Now, if I choose that perspective, which one of those things are true? To be honest, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I stink at it. Maybe I found my best people. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to choose the perspective that serves me well. I'm going to choose because that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I have a mission. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. These people, I have something to share with them. There's hurting people out there who need what I have, and I have influence in a way that no one else in history has had that we have these days, right? Like we can reach more people than anyone in history has ever been able to reach, and what a gift, right? Even if I reach 10 people, that's still more than I would. It's incredible when I feel that. Oh my goodness! Now all of a sudden, my action, I'm going to make more reels. I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to embrace being really bad at first and being really cringy at first, and until I get really good. Because the more you do it, the better you're going to do, right? And so, anyway, so that's, and all of a sudden, my results, the more I show up, the better I get, the results. And that's how I believe your thoughts affect your circumstances, because you get those results and then your circumstances are going to change. You're going to get more viewers, more people that are like you. So that helps me in literally every area, in my parenting, in my marriage, instead of just losing it on my husband and getting my feelings hurt over the silliest things. I stopped for a minute. I'm like, okay, this is one perspective I can think is he's just this horrible jerk. Or I can choose to think maybe he's really hurting right now and he needs my support. And maybe he's going through something, and maybe, you know what I mean? Like I can choose whichever, but it's just a lot more peaceful when you choose the path that serves you a little bit better. But regardless, you have control. That's the thing, is you have control. All of you, I don't know about all of you, but most of you, at least the ones who wrote in the chat, said, I liked Monday better because you had control of what you were doing. Like you were able to do that. So, and then I feel, okay, something else has helped me. I wrote this down. This is from Brendan Burchard. He has this book called, what is it? High Performance Habits. Something I literally practice this all the time. Setting the intention. I will do this. So this is something else that kind of goes along with this. He says it's setting the intention. So I know a lot of us are busy, all of us. You might have a job you have to go to. You might be homeschooling your kids. Maybe your grandkids are coming over each day or whatever it is. Or maybe, so before you transition into one activity to the next, maybe you, you just got the kids out of the car, they dropped them off at school, they were chaotic, and now you got to get on the phone with a customer. Before you jump on that phone call and like, oh yeah, this was so good. This is me. I'm so open. I'm really bad about this sometimes. But like before you just like let it all out, or before you leave that 10-minute voice message to your upline, I know, tell yourself for a minute, okay, let me take, and really, this is what he says to do and helps. Like, take a breath and just say, release. Like, I know it sounds weird. It sounds like a little voodoo-y, but I'm telling you, like, release and just say it and then set your intention. By that, I mean, I literally ask myself, what would my best self say to Amber in this voice message right now? And like, what the best version of Amy be to these children who are about to get in my car right now? If I were the best mom in the world, what would I say? Like, decide. But like, you have that, I literally did this the other day in my car. I was just tired and there was nothing even going on, but I was just tired. It was late. I had traffic and I was about to go into the house toward my family. And I was like, release. Okay. What would, if I were my very best self right now, what kind of wife would I be? Like, would I come in grouchy? Would I come in smiling? Like, who do I really want to be? Who am I in Christ? And and I do that. And I just show up getting on a power hour. Sometimes it's scary because you don't want to talk, like, what if they say no? You're about to do reaching out to people or about to make your reel. What would my best self do right now? And just release that. I know it sounds silly, but practice it. It really helps. And then I do want to touch back on the affirmations, and then I'm going to get into Instagram. So what I decided with the affirmations, for me as a believer in Christ, I have to just like know who I am in Christ. You know what I mean? Like if you are someone that you think I am unworthy or I can't do this, I mean, you're literally slapping your creator in the face, right? Like, he made you. So you have to say, I can do this because I am capable. I am. So those are my affirmations. This is just speaking truth, because Proverbs, I believe it's 23:7 says like, what you think, where I'm so bad at verses. It is 23:7, but he that thinketh in his heart, so is he. I think that's what it is. So it's like, I am capable of this. I care. So say the truth. What is true? I care about people. I have a product that people need. I want this person to succeed that I'm about to speak about. I want to do my best with this reel because it's going to reach people and I have a purpose. I have something they can share. These children, I'm the one creating their childhood memories right now. Like I don't know. It just serves a different purpose when you think of it that way for a minute. And like, those are my affirmations. Like, I am doing what I'm called to do. This is where he has me right now. And I have products that people need. And if you need motivation, if you're not feeling it, oh my goodness, jump on one of these calls, listen to it, go read the testimonies in our testimonial groups. Like, do what you have to do to get yourself motivated. Because I can get easily down, but I can also get very easily motivated. And that's what it is. What you're putting your mind in. Okay. So those are my main steps for the mindset. And I know that was kind of over you. I don't know what time, Amber, what time is it? Because I don't want to take all your times. Okay. I think I'm good. Am I good?
Perfect.
With Instagram?
That was exactly halfway.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do this so nobody forgets. If you have any questions about mindset, go ahead and put them in the chat. And then we'll reference back to all the questions at the very end.
Okay. Sounds perfect. All right. So it's so funny because I literally said to Amber, I'm going to give you some basic tips of Instagram. I do study this because it's such an awesome way to learn, to get your message out there. It's an awesome way to grow. I mean, it's incredible. But I'm laughing because I see Ashley on here, Ashley Potter, and I said to Amber, I was like, if you need, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I was like, if someone really wants the tech stuff, you got to ask her because she is amazing. And I actually just asked Ashley because I don't know if you guys have seen. So a lot of the tips that I'm sharing here, I noticed that she's doing those things. Like her reels right now, and are exactly what I'm about to tell you to do. And so it's incredible. And she had some other tips that she gave me, and I've been doing that. The thing with the camera, I'll tell you guys what it was. It's amazing. So there is a bunch of cool tips and tricks, and I'm going to teach you a couple of them, and especially one that I'm really excited about. I was so proud of myself for doing this. So I'm going to teach you some actual things you can do, but let me just give you the general tips. Okay. So the first thing is thinking of mindset. You just got to do it. Let me tell you. I know exactly when it was. It was May of 2021. I was on a retreat with a bunch of ladies from Plexus, some beach retreat, and they were making reels. And I did not know how to make a reel. I knew how to do a TikTok, but I just didn't know how to do a reel. And I actually told myself, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to admit it. Anyone, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, Terry, I saw you. Okay. Because you just got to do it. You are capable of doing anything. You are smart and you are capable of doing anything. You can literally learn any single thing you want to learn on YouTube. That's what I did. I literally went to YouTube. How do I make a reel? Or don't worry about messing it up. Like you can always delete anything. So I just got on there and just started playing with the buttons. And I mean, that is how I started. Just figuring out, oh, okay, this is how you do that. I didn't know how to do the little clips, the cuts. I didn't know how to do any of that like 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. Okay. So I've learned, and I really have grown my Instagram. I did. I grew it to like 12,000 and then I lost a few, whatever, but it doesn't matter. You've got to just do it. Embrace being really bad at it at first. Okay. Just embrace that, because that is the only possible way you are going to learn is if you just get out there, make your mistakes, learn from those mistakes. And I'll tell you one of the biggest, if you learn one thing from me, everything I've done in practice, Plexus, I tell myself I'm just practicing, not kidding. I'm an action taker. That's why like with this mindset thing where it says most people, when their feelings are hurt, they stop taking action. Not me. I still took the action. I was just not showing up in the best way, but I would take the action. I am an action taker. So I would just do it and just tell myself, okay, that stunk, but it was practice. Okay, keep going. And you just keep learning. Okay. So that is like the best tip I can give you. But here's the other thing. You have to be who you are. As amazing as Ashley is, there's one Ashley, right? She has her homeschooling, and I love seeing her the day that she's doing with her kids. Like I love what she's doing right now. But that might not be the exact same thing that Vicky's doing, right? Like Vicky has her thing. I have a lady who's also a homeschool mom. I watch her every day. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was a little odd. I'm just going to say, I wouldn't say she has the most influence. At first, it was kind of like, what's she doing? And then I kept watching, and it was like I ignored it for a little bit. And now I watch her every single day. So what she does, like maybe my second tip, consistency. She shows up every single day, this lady. And her thing is all about politics. So yeah, you might not, but her thing is like the politics and like her conspiracy theories that may or may not be right. We're not going there, but I find her fascinating. Like, so she basically does the side by side where she responds to other people's reels. And she's always like with her like mom bun, like she's never dressed up. She's always kind of like, I don't know what it is, but just her thing. Like I find her so fascinating. And I've noticed she's starting to get tons of comments. Like, and at first, this is someone like you wouldn't think had a whole lot of influence. She's a local friend of mine. So it's not like anyone I just happen to find on Instagram. And this woman has showed up like every day for a year, doing the same basic type of thing. But people like, if I want to know the newest conspiracy theory, I'm going to her account. Seriously, but I do. So I'm just saying, whatever your thing is, that's your thing. Like, and it's not like you can't change it later. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't, like, don't go deleting everything you did before. You have different seasons, right? So just show up, like show up and do your thing. So this is my opinion. This may vary. A lot of when people are doing reels, and some people are like, well, I can't dance and I don't know how to do the like mimicking, believe me, I get it. I'm not great at that either. Sometimes those are fun, and those are fun. Like I think I've gotten pretty good at the lip syncing. I thought I did. But what I found though is those are fun, but the only ones who really get viewed are like the really, really, really good ones, right? Like if everyone's doing the same one, the ones that aren't so great at it, I don't know. I find for me, when you use your original sound, like it's okay to do those clips, but I personally think, like, think of the ones you like to watch. Who do you like to watch? And why do you like to watch them? Like that's what you like, forget all the tips. Who do you watch? I usually don't watch the mom unless like again, like they are the top ones that are doing all the lip syncing. Unless again, like there is a couple ladies that dance phenomenally and I like to see them, but like I like the original content. Like that's who I love. One of my favorite ladies to watch is Lindsay. You guys, I'm sure you even know who she is. The mom, like she does with the kids, where she's like pretends the conversation with the kids. I don't know if you don't know who she is, I'll find her. But she does this thing where she pretends she's her 4-year-old and her 2-year-old, and like the conversation they're having. It's so cute. Like, but again, maybe that's not your thing. Shannon, I don't think she's on here. Shannon Foldy, she started doing her tips and tricks of things that she's using a lot of her plexus. She started doing tips and tricks about like her homemade remedies and things like that. And I find it so interesting. Like I'm learning so much from her. So people want to come to you for education, for entertainment, and just for inspiration, like though empowerment, whatever. Like those same rules that we learned about Facebook, those to me, those still apply on Instagram. So this is just a fun way to come up with it. And it doesn't have to be, and like, it doesn't have to be anything special. Let me tell you, Kim McCloskey, you guys remember when she did that call? She is so incredible. She has added like 20 to 40 ambassadors a month, like since she's joined. It's sort of not even as, not an exaggeration, but I went and I looked, she's grown a lot on Instagram. And I went back and I love her, by the way. Her passion is unmatched. Like go back and watch that tips of how she grew her business. But I went back to look at her Instagram. So if you really scroll back for her, first of all, her Instagram is great, but it's nothing that none of us can't do. Like she's not always on her makeup. Like she just looks like an average woman. She's very pretty, but she's just her average self, she doesn't get all made up or anything. And what she does though, is she is very passionate about holistic healing. And like, I guess she had doctors that tell her things about her health that, that were not true and that cost her a lot of pain. And so she feels really passionate about educating people. And sometimes she does do the lip sync, and she is kind of cute. She like does her thing, but a lot of it is just education. So if you look back at her reels, you can see she has like 100 views, 300 views, this or that. And then so you could think to yourself, oh, nobody's watching my reels, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of them went viral. Like you never know. One of them went viral, and it was like an education about a probiotic or something like that. And then after that, they all started then her account grew and grew. So a lot of her people are coming from Instagram because she showed up all the time without you have to get in that right mindset. You cannot tell yourself, oh, nobody's watching, so why am I even trying? Whatever. And you don't have to stress yourself out about it either. Like you missed 3 days, who cares? Like it's busy. You just go from where you are right now. So, okay, let me make sure I'm not missing it. I actually wrote down my 12 Instagram tips. Okay. Instagram Reels, just going to say it. They are the best way to grow. Though so like, here's what you need to know. If you want to find new people, you're going to have to do Reels. That is what they are showing. That is the algorithm. You got to do your Reels, but you do not have to stress yourself out about it. You can literally take little clips from your day at the park. And whatever it is, like you decide your mission and your message, but you've got to decide who you are, what you want to share, make your bio. That's a whole nother thing. Your bio's got to be who you are. So I love this thing called the I help statement. So this is part of my little podcast. I say I help moms who know there's a better way make an income from home by keeping her faith and her family the main priority. So that is my help statement that I've memorized and I share with people when they say they want it. That's my little thing. So who are you? I am a mom that does this. Dog lover, whoever you are, just go look at some people that you like and go look at their bios, and you can always change it too. It doesn't have to be perfect, but know who they are. And I usually would put a place to contact you on there beside, or some kind of call to action. So well, that's I got ahead of myself, but okay. So your Instagram reels, consistency, we said that. Here's just a couple little tips. And this goes for Facebook too. And it makes a huge difference. I am not kidding. Okay. I literally will time myself. This is part of my IPA. Time yourself for a good 20 minutes and you engage, be intentional, literally write it down, have notes, you engage with whoever you want. I call it my 20 to love. I have 20 people that I purposely pour into for the whole month. I make my list and it's people I really pour into, but I also have a list of high influencers like this Lindsay lady that I really love. And I'm not trying to recruit Lindsay because Lindsay will never see me probably, maybe, but her people are my people. So I would absolutely go and read some of her comments. Don't get lost all day. Set your timer. That's not an excuse to scroll Instagram all day, but go and find those people there and who do you connect with? Comment, start a conversation there in those comments. Follow those people who are a little bit like you and kind of build information that way. Be social with those people. And what I found too is if you take a moment and you really think of what do I like about this? Why do I like it? And you write something more meaningful than beautiful. That was cute, or whatever they tell you. You really say something. I've actually been the pinned comment on some big accounts before because I've taken some time to really comment and pour some time into other people and not just the big accounts, but leave my 20 to love. I will really do that. And then so you do that first, then you make your little comment. But then afterwards, not only should you go comment back on everybody who comments to you, but I personally think it's amazing to go and back to their account and comment on their most recent thing. Now, if they didn't post something 4 months, don't be a weirdo and you know what I mean? But don't do that. But if it's somebody's active on Instagram, go comment back on theirs. You want to get to know someone, you comment on their reels. I'm telling you, you are their best friend. If they see you and you're commenting on their stuff and you comment on their stories, they love you because that is how I always get into people's DMs. Slide in their DMs by commenting on their stories. That's what I do. So anyway, that definitely helps with the engagement is commenting before and after. I'm trying to look at the time here. Okay. And then I want to show you my cool trick. So that's the main thing there is commenting back and forth on their stuff. Amberly Lago. Amberly, her name's Amberly Lago. She's amazing. If you don't know who she is, she spoke at several of things of Brooke Hemingway. She's written a book. She's been on all kinds of things. That was her tip. She said she grew her account to over 100,000 because she would take time to really just that was her main thing. And so I have kind of adapted that and I find that it makes a big difference. So do that. Okay. So reels and stuff on your feed. So you guys know what I mean when I say feed, when you're scrolling, that main thing, that is where you're going to find people. I used to think for a long time the stories, I can be really good at stories. I just feel very comfortable on stories. Stories is the thing that, across the top. I talk to that thing like I'm talking to my sister. And I record little clips all throughout my day and I just take you with me. And I don't know if you have certain people you love watching their stories, but you'd be shocked how in people I wasn't joking about Ashley the other day. She's telling us what she does about her little day. I find that so interesting. Sometimes people find it so interesting what you're cooking or what you're having for dinner, because people love it. I am in love with Roxanne. What's her name? Pass the Vine and Wino. You guys know who she was? The little girls that do every night Eden comes in and we watch Roxanne's stories because her daughters are so cute. And we love Amy Paul because of her and her little farm, things that she does. Like, you think it's so insignificant, but people love it. But here's the thing, the only people who see that are people who already follow you. So stories are not the way to find new people. You will only people who already follow you, but that is the magic, because what you like, it all works together. You build your following by being your authentic self, making your reels. Like, the better you are at being you, you're going to find your real people, because I'm not going to attract the same people that maybe Danny can attract, or you can't, like, we're different. So you don't try to be like anyone else. Be you. Do your reels that pertain to you. I'm not going to be the science girl and tell you all the chemicals that are in your laundry. So I want to be that person, but it's probably not going to be me. So I'm not going to attract all those people the same way that I might attract the people who are like, man, maybe I can do it too. Like, I'm that girl. I'm the one that's going to show all my flaws and be like, if she can do it, so can I. That's my thing. So, I feel like you got to be you. But then once you have those followers, then you show up in your stories, and that is how you build relationships. Because I can't tell you, this is gonna be weird, but is there anybody on here that you think that you might know me, but I might not know you, just because maybe you've seen me share lives or things? Like, I'm looking around, I do know most of you, but you'd be surprised, like, how many people you feel like they know you, or think of the people you follow. You feel like some of my very best friends don't even know I exist, like, because I watch them every day, and like, I feel so much like them, but like, they don't even know me, but I know them. And if they ever came to me like, hey, Amy, first of all, they know my name. Like, if they came to me like, I have this new like vitamin that's changed my life, I see you watching my stories every day. Like, if Lindsay, the lady with if Lindsay sent me a message and was like, listen, I don't know, you literally ask me anything, I would do it probably, because I love her. You know what I mean? If she was like, hey, you want to try this new thing that I have? I'd be like, you know what? I don't have little kids anymore, but yeah, throw it my way, because I love you. Like, I'm just saying, like, people will feel that way. That's how you build relationships. So I personally, I need to do it again. I used to pay my son to track who follows me on Instagram. Like, we would literally track it, because I would notice, okay, if Jessica sees my stories every single day and she's never said a word to me, we don't even hardly know. I know Jessica, but I'm just saying as an example. But I know she sees my stories and she's been watching them for like 3 weeks. I feel like I could say, hey, Jessica, I'm having an event next week. I see like we're connected on here. Would you mind taking a look at this? I would have that is not cold messaging. That is not cold messaging, because we have a friendship, even though I don't know her, because she sees me every single day. Okay. So this is where I'm going to end it. I'm going to give you my cool trick. And I've heard some controversy on hashtags. People may or may not agree, but Brock Johnson, who I love, follow Brock. He gives you information on Instagram. He does not think hashtags matter, but I do. And I don't care what you say, because if I want to know something myself, I go search a hashtag. Like, if I want to see what's trending, or if I want to look for a recipe, I search hashtags. And so I still think that they're important. So I'm going to teach you a really cool hashtag trick. And I still think they're really, really important. And I think you should put your location, like when you go somewhere, every time you go somewhere and you want to give them a good review, tag them. They will almost always share you. So you go on vacation, you go somewhere, tag those people, whatever, use them in the hashtag or in your stories at, I don't know, Buc-ee's or whatever, and put it on there. And then they will almost always share your stuff. And you don't know, people find things in a weirder way. So here's what I do. So again, say I'm going to teach about on my posts. For a long time, all of my Instagram was about mindset. So when I was doing mindset, what I did, this is so cool. I don't even know where I learned this. And I hope some of you are impressed, because some of you are going to be like, wait, we do this all the time. I don't know, but I think it's cool. So with your iPhone, you can actually go to settings. If you got your iPhone, if you're able to do it, I want you to do it with me. Okay. Go to settings. And let me go with you. All right, so you're going to go to settings and then you're going to go to general. Okay, general. Got it. And then you are going to go to keyboard. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Keyboard. Okay, this is going to be so cool. Some of you, your minds are about to be blown right here. Mine was. Then you're going to go to text replacement. Woo, okay. At the top of text replacement, you're going to see the little plus sign. Oh, I don't know about Android. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. But when you get to keyboard text replacement, you're going to see the little plus sign and you're going to say phrase and shortcut. Okay. So here's what I did. I Googled top 30 mindset hashtags. Okay. So if you feel like doing that, go for it. Top 30 mindset hashtags or top mom hashtags, whatever hashtag you want to hashtag. But something that you're going to probably be top Plexus hashtags. Check it out. Maybe it's there. I don't know. So do that. And then you're going to copy and paste it into phrase. So all your hashtags, your 30 hashtags, you can have 30 hashtags on Instagram. I say use all 30. Why not? You know, whatever. So put that in there. And then the shortcut for me, when I did mindset, I just put an M. So where it says phrase and shortcut, I just put the letter M. So whenever I was done making a reel, all I had to do was type M and my 30 hashtags pop up. Come on. Who didn't know that? Is there anyone, did you just learn something? Amber, you don't even look impressed. You're like, I knew that. Did you? Okay. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. I was so amazed with this. So okay. Well, maybe that wasn't cool. That was so cool. But the other thing is, what is it? I like responding to people. So like when I have a thank you. See, woo, okay. So the other thing is when I'm responding to people, you can start there too. So when I have a Plexus thing or somebody voted on my poll, I literally, one of my things say, where'd it go? One of it is a response. So all I have to write is like T for thank you. And it types out the whole response. Like, thank you so much, whatever, I forget where it goes. I got to look it back up. But like, you can do that for some of your responses. See, awesome. And now Ashley taught me something, because if you notice, so here's what I said to Ashley the other day. So here's the other tip. Learn from those who are doing great. So like the look of hers, I was like, how does she make it look like that? Like with her cute little like transitions, I didn't get it. So the funny thing is everything she told me, I already had. So she was saying she uses an app called Splice. So you want to write down Splice? Sorry to give your secrets away, Ashley. I didn't even ask you permission for this, but I use it too. So I actually I do the same thing. It's funny that she said that because I literally do this too. So I actually take my little, my clips through the day, if I'm going to make a reel, and I put them in Splice. It's just easier to edit for me. So I put them inside Splice. And then that's what I do, whether I'm doing a story or that. And we will do another training on Splice, but literally go to YouTube, how to use Splice. That's how I learn everything. But it's just a little video editing it up, but I put it in there, easier to do it there. Then for me, if it's longer than a minute, I go to Cut Story. That's another app. It's called Cut Story. And then that's how I break up my stories, so that'll just break them up into little minute clips instead of like, if you have like a 5-minute thing, it'll break it up into clips. So you could just save them that way. And then the other thing is, so you'll notice the look of hers was really bright and pretty. And I'm like, how do they do this? And it was through Lightroom. I didn't realize Lightroom, you can actually put your filter on videos as well as pictures. So that was a little tip. The other tip she said, which Ashley, this was so cool. I can't remember what you said though, so I might not be able to give this one, but there is a setting on your phone. We'll have to share it. I'll share it with you guys after, because I think time's up for me. But there's actually a setting on your iPhone that can make your video just look so much more crisper and clearer. And I did it for my daughter's birthday. I forgot because I had to do the night before, and then I had it for my daughter's birthday, and I was like, what is this? I was like showing everyone myself. I'm like, it's like a movie. Like it was just a clearer, crisper way to do it. I can't remember the settings, but maybe we can ask Ashley and she'll teach us later, or I'll look back at our chat. So that was a lot. I don't want to, yeah. Oh, I'm amazing. You said give you 5 minutes at the end, and I totally did.
I know, you nailed it. It was perfect.
I nailed it. Cinematic.
So,
Thank you.
so what she's talking about with the video on your iPhone, you're going to go into your settings and you're going to go to your camera. And in your camera, you can set it to record 4K and you can set it to, is that what y'all are talking about? Set it
Yes,
to
that's
record like
exactly
a
it.
4K video. And it does, it just looks a lot sharper, a lot brighter,
Mhm.
and it's just better quality video. Then, so Lynn asked a question, can you assign more in phrase with different letter and shortcut? Yes, you can make as many of those shortcuts as you want. I was laughing, Amy, because years ago, it wasn't too long after we first started Plexus, I got a hold of Jana's phone and I made a shortcut to where every time she typed the word Plexus, it changed it to apple pie. And so she would message people, hey, do you want to try Plexus? And it would change it to apple pie. And she'd send it real quick. She wasn't happy with me, but hey, what are you going to do? But yes, you can use, that is brilliant though. I had not thought or heard about doing that for the hashtags. So that is brilliant. Amber Kid had a question on Reels. Do you only use trending music on your Reels, or do you use a little bit of everything?
I really do think it's best to use trending music, but what I do, this is just me. I will use the trending music. Like I will literally set my timer for like 10 minutes or less, and I will scroll, like, but it's intentional scrolling, and I'll pay attention, and you can see the little arrow, but I will pay attention to trending sounds.
Yeah.
And if in 10 minutes or so, if I hear the same sound like 4 or 5 times, I know it's trending, obviously. But what I do though, is if I use that one, like I'll save it. You can actually save the sounds. I will save it. But if I'm going to make my own video, I'll have it going like low, like I'll turn it way down, and I will audio dub over it. So you can use, like, I will still use that trending sound, but sometimes I'll talk over it, and that's fine. Or you could just use it. But yeah, those trending sounds, especially if you catch them early, that really is a thing. Like if they have not been used, if they've been used less than 1,000 times and it has a little arrow, like use it. You know, a lot of times too, I find I'm not really big on TikTok, but I feel like TikTok is a little step ahead. So if it's trending on TikTok now, save it because it's going to be trending on Instagram a little bit after that. So
cool.
I don't know.
Well, thank you, Amy. I know you guys are probably going to think of 100 more questions. Here's what I want to encourage some of you that are sitting there going, I have no idea what we just talked about. Okay, she mentioned this. Get on YouTube. The videos are out there. Watch Instagram for beginners, okay? Get in there. Don't be afraid. You're not going to ruin Instagram, okay? And like, I love how Amy talks about it, how she's like, well, I may make a fool of myself, but at least I'm learning, right? At least I'm learning. At least I'm doing better, and I'm doing something. I'm doing that work. Okay, I think something was mentioned about a giveaway tonight. So Ms. Hooten, do you have that ready for us?
I am ready. We actually have a few giveaways. Several of you reported your tracker. If you reported your tracker, raise your hand. If you did not report your tracker, I want you to clap for everybody who did raise their hand. I'm so proud of you. You guys that reported your tracker. I know it's such a busy time of year, and I'm really, really proud. We had some really high numbers on those trackers. So really, really proud of you guys. You guys keep up the work. Next Monday, I know it's the day after Christmas. I know we're not having a call, but we're still going to give away things, give away prizes for people that drop their tracker next Monday. All right. So it will start all the work that you did starting today through next Sunday, which don't work next Sunday. It's Christmas. Be with your family. But let's give away the prize for that. So we did a drawing. My husband helped me with this one earlier, and we actually have two prizes because we have the person that had the highest points, and then we took everybody else that dropped their tracker and we drew from that. So they get a $25 Target gift card. Come in handy right here at Christmas time. I will email those to you tonight. All right. So our first place winner who had the highest points was Amber Kidd. All right, give it up for Amber. Way to go, Amber. And the who we drew from, again, my husband helped me do this drawing. And the winner, I'm trying to, there, I see her now. The winner of the drawing is the one, the only Sue McCain. Sue. I love watching people's faces when they win and they're not expecting it. It's so cute. All right, so there's the winner for that. We will do another drawing next Monday, okay? So be ready to drop that. Now, you guys, we did another Stanley Cup. How many of you have one? How many of you love it? I love my Stanley Cup. And I know some of you just got some from our favorite things party. So that's fun that you guys got them. So we are going to do a drawing for that. I had my daughter help me while we were on the call, put everybody's name into a drawing, and we did a drawing. Let me see if she's still on here. Hang on, some people got off. Okay, I see her. All right, so it is Billy Joe. Billy Joe, you are the winner. Her face, she's like, me? Yes, all you had to do was be on the call tonight. So you message me, Billy Joe, message me your address, and I will send that out to you tonight as well, that 40-ounce Stanley Cup. No excuse to not get your water in with that thing. So proud of you guys. I'm really looking forward again to this week and what all is already happening this week. Looking forward, obviously, to Christmas and that time to take a break and be with our families, celebrate the birth of Christ. And then I'm really looking forward to next week. It is going to be amazing as we walk into the new year. Corporate, the things they're coming out with, the things they've already given us, the tools we've given us. And honestly, when it comes to my business, this is my favorite time of year. Like it just gets exciting. People are ready. They're ready to change their health. They're ready to make changes in their finances. They're just ready for change. And so it's such a sweet time to help people. It's such a great time to help people reach those goals that they want to reach. And so we're almost there. I love this time with our business. It's exciting to me. So yeah, that's it. Amber, you got anything else? Or I think Steph's on here. I know Cindy's not tonight, but I don't know if Steph needed to say anything or not either.
I just want to say a big thank you to Amy. Thank you so much for your training and for giving of your time. I think it's funny when you hear Amy, we all know, we follow Amy and we know how great she is on social media. And I think it's funny when she talks about it and she kind of makes it sound like she may think she's not the best, but we all know she is. But Amy, thank you so very much. We really appreciate it. Anything else? Jana, Stephanie? I feel like we're at the close of like a church business meeting back in the day.
We are not having a call next Monday night.
No call next Monday.
Next Monday night, still a little bit in Christmas mode, but be watching. We will have a post for that tracker and we'll give away some prizes next Monday night too.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and hop off here. I'll close this out in a word of prayer. Lord, we thank you so much for this time. God, we do thank you for Amy. We thank you for the gifts and the talents that you've given her and for her being so willing to share those with us, Lord. I thank you for this team. Lord, I pray that you will just give us all a great week as we head into Christmas. Lord, we thank you for this time of year and for what it means. Lord, we thank you so much for sending your son to be born in a manger for us. Lord, we thank you and we praise you for that. We cannot say that enough. God, may we keep our minds focused on that this week among all the craziness that can happen during Christmas time. May we stay focused on what it's really all about, and that is you. Lord Jesus, we love you. In your name, amen. You guys have a wonderful night.